MJ Hobby Corner here. Welcome to my studio. In this video, this is going to be a brief recap, a brief summary of all the sculptures that I've done here in the studio for my games within the past year or so. Some of you who have been with the channel since it started, this channel is very young. It's only a year old, just about a year. Will remember and know a lot of these sculptures. You've already seen them in videos, and you've seen the creation process of the videos. Many of these pieces were created after my heart failure, so they are just these were pieces that helped me during my therapy when I was doing therapy for my cardiac condition. And of course, heart failure left me with a lot of issues, a lot of problems that I'm still dealing with. But sculpting has always been an escape from all that, as has been the wargaming and everything we do in the studio. It's really, the studio is really what's kept my mind and my body, well, in working order. So without any further ado, let's go check out all the sculptures that I've done. And some of these are really old and some of these are more recent. And in this first batch, we see Ernie. That is the first rhino figure there. He was an Indrik for Oathmark. There is Anubis. That's a pretty old sculpture, actually. And my new Hiver for one-page rules. I mean, that is a really bizarre sculpture. I haven't painted it yet, but it will be painted. And it has like two fanged tongues. It's just really bizarre. And then we have our skeletal wolver coming next, and this was for Oathmark. He's participated in a couple of our Oathmark games. Right there, I'm just trying to focus the camera. There we go. Made from green stuff and other clays. These are all clay mixes. And we have some undead skellies that I made. These have not participated in any games, at least not yet. And we have a big undead turtle, and that one was also supposed to be for Dragon Rampant, but never really got to use them. And there's Ernie again. And this is a more recent one. This is a Hiver, which I think I'm going to make a Tyrannofex, a giant Tyrannofex, maybe anti-vehicle. And this was green stuff and super sculpty clay mixed together with a little bit of Avi's, 3 different clays. And that's how I made this beast. Part of a series of large sculptures. And Deep Wars has really inspired me to do a lot of sculpting. So here you see various sea creatures and my very first diver. I may actually sculpture more of these. I really enjoyed sculpting undersea creatures. And this one here is my placoderm, one of my best. And hopefully get to use them. We haven't used some of these because they're from deep water games and we've only played in shallow water. And there's my Mosasaur conversion. The Mosasaur is my sculpture. And the Lizard Man is a conversion from a very old Mage Knight figure. And this figure here is sculpted right onto a real seashell. That's a real seashell and the sculpture pops out of it. It is a deep color for Julie's. So there you go, all the Griblies. And Deep Wars 2, there is a reef shark, giant jellyfish, that's a deep water critter. You can see a conversion here where the body of the mermaid was all my creation, and that was done from green stuff. And in the middle there you see a giant squid conversion and another reef shark. That was a very old sculpture, that reef shark. And then an ichthyosaur, and I added my own flair to it, gave it some like plates of armor. And then there's the middle squid, the body sculpted by me, and the rest is a plastic plant that I bought. You might remember that from my starships. And these are some very old earth stone golems and stuff. And then we have a humanoid beetle, and that was all green stuff and super sculpted clay. And then my Hydra, which is a recent sculpture, and that was also a mixture of clays. He fought in Dragon Rampant, part of Steve's Lizard Man army. We have that battle report in the playlist for fantasy games. And this Julie used in one of the Oathmark games, this Griffin. And fairly older Griffin now. I'm still trying to focus. The camera just doesn't want to focus. There we go. And that's the Griffin that Julie used. Quite a large sculpture. And again, these are the older stone golems. These I really haven't shown very much, and they haven't played in any games yet. And there's the Hydra again. And this is a very old dragon. I haven't used this in my games yet, but I was thinking this was going to be for 15mm gameplay. And that is all, folks. A recap of all my sculptures. Thank you so much, guys. The primary purpose to this little video is to say thank you. Thank you for all of you who have come on board and who have stayed with us all this time during all these shenanigans here in the studio.